Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the LCSW network. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channel, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of hope and support where social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Welcome back to Self-Care Saturday. Welcome back to Season 6, Episode 24 of our Self-Care Saturday series. So, today we are diving into one of the most enriching and healing topics we've covered, and that is the therapeutic benefits of music and art. So whether you're a social worker, other mental health professional, or simply a human being looking for healing and connection, this episode is for you. So we will be exploring how tapping into our creative side can soothe the mind, regulate emotions, and even reconnect us with joy. So in segment number 1, we are going to be talking about why music and art matter in mental health. So let's start with the big question. Why are music and art so powerful for mental health? Here's the thing. Music and visual art activate different parts of the brain than traditional talk therapy. They bypass language and go straight to the emotional and sensory centers. That's why a song can make us cry, or a painting can bring up a buried memory. In clinical terms, expressive arts engage the limbic system, helping regulate mood and reduce stress. In fact, studies have shown that both music and art therapy can lower cortisol levels, improve heart rate variability, and even reduce symptoms of anxiety, PTSD, and depression. In segment number 2, we will be discussing music as medicine. So music has long been called the universal language. From lullabies to protest songs, music connects us across generations and cultures. But did you know that music can actually change our physiology? Slow tempo music can slow your heart rate and breathing, which promotes relaxation. In contrast, upbeat music can elevate mood and energy, even triggering dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. And in therapy, music is used for emotional processing, trauma release, memory stimulation in dementia care, and so much more. So in the past, I worked with a music therapist who asked her clients to build 3 playlists. The first playlist is one that energizes them. The next playlist is one that calms them. And the third playlist is one that helps them process emotions. So this becomes a go-to self-regulation tool that they can use on their own. And I would add, again, self-care. This is something that all of us can do in terms of cultivating playlists, identifying songs that energize us, songs or music that calms us, and playlists of music that helps us process our own emotions. So in segment number 3, we will be discussing art as emotional expression. Now let's talk visual art. And as we've talked about in previous videos on this channel, you don't need to be Picasso to benefit from painting or drawing. Art is about expression, not perfection. When words fail, colors and shapes can tell our story. Art therapy helps people externalize what's going on inside, which is especially helpful for trauma survivors, children, and those dealing with grief or loss. Coloring, for example, has been shown to reduce anxiety. Just 20 minutes of coloring a mandala can produce a meditative state. And I actually remember about 10 years ago working with a very esteemed colleague of mine at the VA. He's a peer support specialist, and he would often talk about how therapeutic using mandalas for himself was for his recovery. But again, here's an exercise that all of us can practice. Starting with a blank piece of paper, without overthinking, just draw how your day feels. Don't worry about making it look good. Then reflect what emotions came up. Where do you feel those in your body? Art gives your feelings a form, and that's powerful. So in segment number 4, real-world applications for helpers. As social workers and mental health professionals, incorporating music and art doesn't have to be formal. So in your practice or in your personal self-care, offer clients or yourself options to draw during sessions. Use music to set the tone in groups or workshops. Suggest clients create music or art journals. And consider partnerships with local music or art therapists for integrated care. You can also use these tools for yourself. Segment number 5, final thoughts and self-care challenge. So what's the takeaway? Art and music reconnect us with ourselves. They help regulate emotion, inspire healing, and offer comfort when words fall short. So here's this week's self-care challenge. Spend 15 minutes creating, whether that's through song, playing an instrument, doodling, dancing, or just listening deeply to music that moves you. And reflect, how did that shift your emotional state? So if you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow healer who could use a creative boost. And as always, take care of yourself, because the world needs the best of what you have to give. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Self-Care Saturday. And again, to all the licensed clinicians, thank you for the work that you do every day, for your clients, for your agency, and for the profession. Please continue to take care of yourselves and each other.